Awesome. We have quite a few people that have joined, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to our webinar all about the new Data Hub. We really appreciate all you guys joining us today as we take a deeper look into insights in the workplace. During this webinar, we can help you guys find some workplace insights that will be useful to you and you can use to improve the experience of members and staff in your space. And with that, let's jump right into it. My name is Michael Everts, and I manage the product marketing team at OfficeRnD. Prior to joining OfficeRnD, I owned and operated a co-working brand based out of Atlanta and used OfficeRnD as a client. I'm excited to introduce you today to two of the great minds who have recently rebuilt our data experience, Mihail and Nikolay. Do you guys mind introducing yourselves for our audience?
Hi guys, I'm Mikhail. I'm product manager at OfficeRnD. I've got like a lot of SaaS experience past, and I also was a developer at the beginning of my career. Nikki?
Thanks, Misho. Hey everyone, my name is Nikolay. I am the data team lead here at OfficeRnD. I joined a couple of months ago, but I do have extensive experience in the analytics field, going back, I believe, 7 or 8 years now.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for that quick intro. I'm going to go into the agenda. So we have a couple different topics that we're going to be covering today. First, we're going to be talking about space analytics and how a data-driven approach to space performance is a great way of driving improvements at your space. Then Nikki is going to give us a great demo of the Data Hub, some of its new features, and some of the best dashboards that you can utilize as an operator depending on your role within the space. And finally, we'll give a quick overview of our future data vision at OfficeRnD, and we will jump into a Q&A. And with that, let's jump into why data is important. Today, we're diving into the workplace data experience in co-working spaces. Our goal is to help operators understand how data can enhance business decisions, improve member experience, and shape the future of flexible work environments. In co-working spaces, every square foot, every resource, and every service plays a pivotal role. By analyzing workplace data, operators can identify not just what's working, but more importantly, what can be improved at their space. The continuous improvement cycle is crucial. It helps reduce churn and encourages new memberships at your space. But why exactly do we need to analyze how people use the space? The answer lies in the heart of co-working, the member experience. Understanding and meeting the needs of members ensures that the space is not just functional, but occupant-centric. This data also helps greatly with strategic planning. When operators know which offices and resources are the most used, they can make informed decisions about future expansions and investments. Another vital aspect of data is cost reduction. By understanding which assets are performing and which are underperforming, operators can optimize resource allocation and reduce unnecessary expenditures. And finally, workplace data provides insights into the most profitable plans and products, guiding brands towards better business strategies. The future of co-working spaces is not just about providing flexibility for members. It's about smart, data-driven management and design. This is where our new Data Hub comes into play. With Data Hub, operators unlock the potential to save cost without compromising an occupant experience, identify the best and worst performing locations, and utilize trending data and benchmarks. Utilizing this data wisely in co-working space is a key driver to efficient space utilization. And with that intro about data, I'm going to turn the mic over to our product manager, Mihail, who helped build Data Hub. Mihail, give us the rundown on the new Data Hub.
Sure, thank you. So guys, I joined like a year ago, actually on April 1st. Back then, what I remember from our analytics was a great place where you can get answers of your analytical questions, how your space is performing. Unfortunately, it was not to the standard that I was used to in my past. It was requiring more time to load, and also it was preventing us to deliver faster new insights for you. So during the last year, and especially at the end in Q4, we really focused on how we can help accelerate the work internally we do to give you more freedom to answer questions, also to boost the performance or the time you wait to get your answers, and also to give a platform that will help you to discuss different business problems and find solutions for them with your team. So back then in December, we did an extensive research of a new BI partner, and we went forward with Google Looker, which was the platform we're currently standing on. Then we also invested a lot of time to build the right team and a team that can deliver what we needed. So in Q1, in January and February, we really did this whole migration from our old analytics that was quite slow to this new data hub that is actually providing you faster insights and a lot of flexibility internally for us to develop faster new insights and also give you a place to get your meaningful insights. And to learn a little bit more and to see it in action, I'm going to hand over to Nikolai to show you in action, and then I'll be happy to hear your voice.
Thanks, Michel. Okay, so I will be sharing my screen and I will show you the Data Hub in action. Okay, great. Hopefully everyone is able to see my screen. So what I have here, what I have opened here is one of our test organizations that we use internally. So this is just a disclaimer. This is not actual customer data from anyone. It's just something that we use internally for testing. So as probably most of you already know, the way to access the Data Hub is through this little icon over here, which will initially take you to the analytics overview dashboard, which I will talk about in a minute. To step on what Michel said earlier, when we built all of these dashboards, we try to do it in mind with having your dashboards that you're used to, but enhancing them and hopefully making them better, so as to make it a better experience for all of you. So as Michel said, with Looker, we have significantly reduced, hopefully, loading times of dashboards. The other enhancement that we made was compared to the old BI system, your data now refreshes every 2 hours instead of every 6 hours with the old system. So whenever you make a change, be it an invoice that is invoiced or anything like that, you should be able to see it in the dashboard within the next 2 hours, which is quite an improvement compared to the OBI system. And then we also tried to, with Looker, we also have a bit of a more flexibility to provide you with a more intuitive experience when browsing dashboards. So going back to the analytics overview, this is the first dashboard that will load for you. It sort of gives you like a bird's eye view of your organization and how it is performing mostly this month compared to last month. But then also there are some trends. There are some trends for the past period, in most cases, last 6 months. However, we will not be going through all of these dashboards individually. I just wanted to share a few functionality tips and tricks for how to use our dashboards, and then also maybe go through some of the dashboards that might be useful for you as a finance specialist, or maybe as a community manager, or maybe as an operations person, and then maybe even as a CEO or owner of organization or multiple organizations for that matter. So for my demo, I will now go to the revenue overview, where I will be showing you some of the functionalities that we've enhanced in Looker and how to maybe best use our dashboards. So as in the past, you will have your navigation over here to the left. When you expand it, you will be seeing all of the revenue and, let's call them, finance in this example, finance dashboards. So what is different compared to the old BI system is you will now have the filters for all of the dashboards. The filters will be on top instead of over here to the right hand side. We believe this to be a more intuitive experience for everyone. All of our dashboards, or at least most of our dashboards, begin with a date range filter. which you can click, and it does have some presets, as in you can search for data this quarter, this month, this week, or previous quarter. And if that is not sufficient, you can always click on custom over here and select the custom period for which you would like to see the data. Now, what is also important is that so when you select a filter, a filter that is not a date range, but let's say, for example, location. If I filter on location, in my example, I will select, let's say, New York over here. You will notice that the rest of the filters sort of flash for a moment. That means that the filters are linked. So now that I have selected the location, I will only be seeing, let's say, customers. If I go to customer name, I'll only be seeing customers that are in this location. So that is a functionality that you need to be aware of. If you want to delete the filter, you can just go back over here and then select. Now, you might have noticed that when I selected New York as my location here, it's only the filters that changed, but the data just below did not change. That is because after you have made your selections in the filters, please always click on this update button over here on the top right. That will filter the dashboard based on the selections that you have made in these filters. Now I will remove the filter, and again I will click on update here. So this is in terms of general functionality and how to use filters. Another cool thing that I want to show you, and very useful, I believe, for everyone, is how to export the data. There's actually two ways that you can go about exporting data. One is, let's say that I want to export. Actually, let me go to, for this example, I will go to a different dashboard, maybe a revenue detailed view over here. So let's say that I want to export the data that is over here in this table, in my example. So there's two ways that I can go about it. One is when I am hovering my mouse over a widget or a visual, or in this case a table, you will see three dots displayed on the top right. So those are the tile actions. Now when you click, this is when you will be able to see the download data button. Now when you click, you have several options on how to download your data: Excel, CSV. I believe Excel might be the most useful one for you. And then you have some advanced options here, with visualizations options applied, or data as displayed in table. In my case, it's a table, but this one is very important: data values. Would you like to see them formatted or unformatted? In my case, no random, no special characters, and so on. And then when I click download, it will download the file for me. So that is one way that you can download the dashboard, download the data. The other way is if you use the three dots that are on the top right of the dashboard itself. So as in not on the tile, but on the dashboard itself, you can also download from here. You have here, if you select this option, you have only two options here in the dropdown: PDF or CSV. But basically what you're doing with this button is you're downloading the entire dashboard, as in however many widgets or tiles are in that dashboard. In that dashboard, you will download all of them. For example, if I go to download over here, I select the CSV, and if I click download, what this will do is it will download an archive, as in a zip file, and in that zip file, I will have two CSV files. Why two? Because I have two widgets on my dashboard. If my dashboard had 6 widgets, I will have 6 CSVs. So this is how you can download data. I believe all of you would be interested in that. So let's talk a bit about some of the most useful dashboards, and maybe I will also show you a few more goodies that we have prepared with Looker. So I'll go back to the revenue overview, which I believe one of the dashboards that will be most useful, according with a few, also with a few others that I will talk about in a minute. So if you're a finance analyst or a finance specialist within your company, I believe the dashboards that I will talk about next will be very useful to you. However, again, some general functionality about how we've built out our dashboards. Now, with Looker, we now have the ability to drill through in the data. And I will show you some cool things, which I believe all of you will like. So let's take this style, for example, a revenue split by revenue account. This is in my case, for my test organization. So membership fees. If I would like to see the numbers that stand behind the membership fees for March over here, I can just right click on this tile. Well, not on the tile, sorry. Yeah, on the visual itself. And on the column that represents March and membership fees, right click. And then I have two options here. I have show all 184K. If I click on that, it will display a table, as in it will show me all of the numbers that stand behind it. So these are the companies. This is, well, it's the same month. It's always March. And then this is how much I have collected from all of the companies. Not only that, but we also have the added flexibility. If I click on a company name, then a little pop-up will appear, and I will have the option to go directly into the customer details, directly into the app. So that is pretty neat, and I believe it will be useful to a lot of you. You can also download the data that stands behind that certain calculation. So you have I encourage all of you to play around with these drill through options. I will be showing some more in a minute. So I won't be going to through all of the individual tiles, and hopefully you will have some time. But if you are a finance analyst in your company, I believe the other dashboard that you will find very useful would be the revenue detailed view. So the revenue detailed view, the one that I had opened just before, again has some very useful drill through options. As in, for example, I can click again on a customer name and it will take me directly to the customer details. Or I can also click on an invoice number. This is an invoice number over here. Again, I can go directly, I can drill directly into the invoice. So that is again something that I believe most of you will find very useful. Another dashboard that pretty much everyone that I have spoken to in finance is using is the AR aging, be that overview, or in our case, most likely the most useful one will be AR aging details. So accounts receivable aging details, as in what is the amount that is overdue and is due to be collected. So something very useful here that I want to show you. Let's say this customer over here, they owe about 6K. And if I have the option to drill through directly to this customer, but then I also have some additional options here. If I click on the amount, I can see the customer AR aging details. So what this will do is and this is specific only to AR aging details. What this will do is it will open a separate dashboard, which will give me basically the list of for this customer, the list of invoices that are overdue. So I think that's pretty neat. Again, they will be bucketed in an aging bucket, and again, you can drill into the invoice number and go directly to an invoice. So I believe this dashboard will be very useful to those of you in finance or accounting, those of you that handle invoices. And of course, we still have invoices dashboard. So a list of all invoices by customer, by customer and revenue account, and you still have those great drill-through options that I talked about before. Now, another useful thing that I want to show you, almost all of our dashboards, and I say almost, we're aiming to have all of them have this, but all of our pretty much all of our dashboards have help documentation linked over here at the bottom. So if you're curious about how KPIs or metrics are calculated, you can always scroll down a bit, click here, and then that will take you to the help documentation, and you will be able to see more info on the dashboards and how they're calculated. So these are, and then we still have the legacy dashboards that you were used to using. You might notice that they look a bit different compared to the other dashboards. That's because they are not yet using Google Looker, but we are aiming to migrate them as soon as possible to Looker, keeping the same functionality. Very important. I want to highlight this, that we'll keep the same functionality and maybe build on top of that. So those are the dashboards that I believe will be very useful to you as a finance person. Just wanted to show you also some tricks here and there that you might find useful. Now, if you are someone who is in operations, or maybe you're interested in how your organization is performing in terms of occupancy or retention, we have the dashboards for you. We try to keep the same functionality, similar to the old dashboards that you're used to seeing. So you still have your desk occupancy. Just give it a little bit of time to load. So you still have your desk occupancy. Well, there is some occupancy here with all of the metrics that you're used to seeing. You still have your space occupancy here. So as you can track occupancy and how your organization or locations are performing on that front. You can also track retention over here from the retention dashboards. This will some very useful things in here that we're also aiming to enhance, as in, for example, over here. Yep, over here you will be able to see how many customers have churned and how many are new. Yeah, there we go. How many customers have churned, how many are new. We're also aiming to add a drill-through option over here so that you can see not only how many, but you can see also who were the customers that churned and who were the ones that are new. And then you also still have your favorite memberships and members dashboard, where another way you can track churn, but this one is for memberships. You can track new memberships, terminated, active memberships, and then the same for members. Again, these are legacy dashboards, so we'll try to migrate them to Looker as soon as we can, but keeping the same functionality. And the same goes for the occupancy intervals over here. I know that some of you have been are using that extensively. So we will also be migrating this one, and we'll try to maintain the same functionality. So these are the dashboards that I believe will be very useful to you if you're in ops. Now, if you are a community manager, we have our community dashboards over here where you can basically track check-ins. I'm sorry. Check-ins and tickets. Now, my test organization does not have a lot of check-ins. However, if I update the time frame to a little bit, to extend the time frame a little bit, then maybe I will see some more. And then you have different breakdowns of those check-ins. You can see check-ins by customer, as in when a customer checked in, and also how long they stayed, how long was the duration of that. And then also check-ins by date, where you would be able to see by date how many people, who was the one who checked in, and then also when they checked out. So I believe this one to be quite useful as well. And now, if you are a general manager, CEO, or an owner, we have actually revamped. We call it internally. Well, we call it the multi-organization dashboard. It's basically a dashboard that shows you aggregated data based for multiple organizations. If you have multiple organizations that you're managing, the way to access this dashboard is by clicking over here and then my profile, and then over here on the left hand side you will see something called dashboard. Yeah. So, and then this is what the dashboard looks like. So the multi-organization dashboard, it actually, again, has some of the most important, we believe, the most important metrics, but aggregated at an organization level. You still have the option to filter on organization or on location. However, the dashboard itself, it's split in basically, essentially we can think of them as 3 mini dashboards. So you have the occupancy metrics. These are for all of your organizations. And then we have some breakdowns by organization, so you can compare organizations and observe trends. We have locations by occupancy, some trends that you can observe based on locations. And then we have retention and churn metrics, again, for all of the organizations and all of the locations. Again, some trends, some splits by organization or by location. And then lastly, we have bookings. So again, bookings by organization. So it's bookings and utilization so that you can keep track of, for example, top 20 customers by bookings, duration for all of your organizations, so across all of your organizations, or resource utilization across all of your organizations. So I encourage all of you to browse around all of the dashboards, try exploring the filtering, the downloading options, and then also the drill through options, and also for those of you that have access to multiple organizations, play around with the multi-org dashboard. I believe you will find it. Quite useful. And with that, that's the end of my presentation. So we will go back to Mikhail.
Thank you, Nikki. So now I'd like to talk a little bit more about the Data Hub future. And let's start with 2024. For this year, we're really aiming to give you some more flexibility when it comes to downloading data and knowing what's going on with your space. So we are planning to deliver a scheduled report delivery within your email inbox. It can be done using different formats, and also you can apply filters and decide how often you would like to receive that. When it comes to more proactive alerting, we're also going to enable automated alerts that you can choose from flexible and rich alert conditions, and you can get it delivered within your inbox. Another big thing that's going to require us a lot of development and a lot of research, and I hope some of you will be willing to be part of our discovery group, is when it comes to dashboard designer. So what we would like to deliver is first is the ability to build your own dashboard based on already existing metrics, charts, and different numbers, so that you can build the holistic view that helps you to do your job day to day or run your business holistically. Maybe something similar to what Nikolai did with this multi-org dashboard, but with a pinch of salt or based on your needs and preferences. And the biggest thing I think for the year that we're aiming to deliver is also the Data Hub Pro, which will enable you to build the charts on your own, also to build like the visualizations on your own, and then to use the previous functionality to build the dashboard that you really need and share with your customers, but your colleagues apologize. So when it comes to our long-term vision for Data Hub, we really would like to enable you to look at benchmarking data areas, like to see how you're performing compared to your region, to the globe, or like to specific, let's say, filters, and also to be giving you even more interactive reports. As you can see, we have a lot of table reports now, but now we're very focused how we can make them interactive and more visual so that you can do your day-to-day and really get the insights with less work, just having you in front of you. So this is in short where we are and where we want to go, and now be able to hear from you and to see what would you like to see next. Back to you, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mihail and Nikki, for that overview. And with that, let's jump into some questions. I'm going to do my best to read them for the people that have submitted. And then Mihail and Nikolay, if you guys could help me answer these. So this first one is from Victoria. She asked, for the AR aging report, will this show awaiting payment status invoices? If not, can this be added in the future, as this still means the invoice has not been paid?
So AR aging, it basically buckets invoices according to the due date. However, I believe so the first column of AR aging, when you open AR aging, the first column that you'll see is a column called pending. So that means those are invoices that are still pending, however, that they have not yet entered, well, it's not yet past their due period. So I'm not sure if Victoria, if that answers your question, but I hopefully it does. Yeah.
Yep. And again, we'll do our best to answer these on the call, but we'll provide a follow-up email that if you guys have more specific questions, we definitely want to get them answered for you. So the next question comes from Carrie. Carrie asks, is there a way to view the revenue by membership plan? A way that we can see a percentage breakout of where our revenue is coming from?
So Kerry, that's a great question. Not at the moment in the Data Hub. So you would be able to see your revenue coming from, let's say, revenue, if your revenue account is membership fees. So if all of your membership plans go to membership fees, then you would be able to see all the revenue coming from memberships. However, based on different plans, unfortunately, there's no way to do that currently in the Data Hub, but that is a great question, and yeah, something we will look into.
Actually, I've got an idea. On the revenue overview, we actually have the split. It's not like a table. I'm assuming you've been looking for a table, but on the revenue overview dashboard, if you scroll down, there is a revenue split by plan, which can show you, a pie chart and how this is like presented and what's the split, which will be affected by the filters in the period that you provide.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I think this will be very helpful to go there. And pretty sure you can download it as a table. If you're looking for a table or more visual, it's there.
Yep. Yeah, I believe it in just the bar chart overview as well, in the revenue overview. It's broken down by different membership plans as well. So you can look at it from there as well. Awesome. Next questions, and she has a few from Colleen. The first question is, does OfficeRnD have anything in the pipeline to fix the new terminated membership numbers to eliminate memberships that might be a price change rather than a true new membership?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure I understand the question like 100%. So yeah, maybe something we can look into after.
Okay. Yeah, Colleen, we can definitely follow up with you on that one.
Yep.
The next question from Colleen is, if resources are marked as not available, do they currently count towards your occupancy?
No, they do not. No.
Awesome. And then this one I've heard from many people before, but will you be adding a way to calculate lifetime value by product in the retention dashboard? Because currently it's all mixed together.
Well, yeah, if we have had this feedback, so yeah, we will definitely look into that.
Awesome.
taking a
Okay,
note.
great. More
Yeah.
questions coming in. This one is from Aaron. Aaron asked, are there limits to how much data we can export when the custom report email sends?
So the current limit of exporting data is like 5,000 rows. Actually, I haven't checked this for email delivery. We'll have to, but I assume it's going to be the same.
Okay. Okay, this question was from Sebastian. Sebastian asked, will there be documentation on exactly how numbers are calculated? Yeah, he says, I like the info giving data, but sometimes they still struggle to fully link them mentally to memberships booking, etc.
Sebastian, so all of our dashboards have help documentation linked at the bottom. So when you scroll down, you'll see a small panel that says click here to learn more about the metrics behind this dashboard. So yeah, hopefully when you click, you will be able to see more info about how the calculations are made. And if not, yeah, I like that you're also taking a look at the tooltips. But if not, I believe you can always send an email to support, and we will make sure to come back with a clarification. But yeah, the help documentation should have pretty much everything.
Awesome. Another question from Sebastian. He said, we used to have issues with CFV downloads when there were commas in the values. Has this been addressed in the new data hub?
So we haven't heard any feedback about CSVs, about issues with CSVs. I mean, yeah, there were a few with formatting, but we addressed those. So we haven't heard any feedback. In what I imagine was when you export, it does not fully take into account the full number because of the commas, but we have not heard anything. So we believe this to be addressed. Yeah.
I think the use case is more around, let's say, a name of something with comma in it. Let's say we have a plan and it contains comma in it. I haven't heard the negative feedback yet.
Yeah.
Sebastian, if you face it, please let us know so that we can address it and see. But yeah, no other export issues so far.
Yeah. And also you can export in Excel. So it should be okay.
Thank you, guys. So I have a few questions I'm combining here, but they're mainly around changing the prices of memberships within OfficeRnD. Essentially, if you change the price of a membership to 100 to 150, it's counted as a new membership within Data Hub. And I guess people are just asking, like, are we aware of this? Do we have plans to make this more clear, or does the question make sense?
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we are aware of these, and we do plan to implement a fix for that.
Awesome. And then a question from Kimberly. They said, we'd like to send a message along with a statement on an invoice. That's in the pipeline. I don't fully understand that question, but I think she wants to try to send a message with an invoice. We're gonna go to the next question. Sorry, Kimberly, I didn't quite understand this one. Okay, next question. Will the OfficeRnD team be sending us updates about what's changing to the Data Hub as we continue making updates to it?
Oh, sure. We're going to be using our standard channels, and I'm going to be heavily using, pop-ups within the Data Hub when you go to it. And it's going to be introducing new features, changes. Look for banners or small labels like new, etc. So this will be the way to communicate with you while using the product without interrupting you a lot.
Yep. No, and yeah, just to add on to that, I mean, this is a huge focus for us this year to continue to just improve and really make this Data Hub excellent. So as you have feedback and thoughts and suggestions about the updates, please, we're all ears. There's multiple avenues where you can get a hold of us because we really want to build something that's useful for all of you guys. A question from Sebastian asking, will there be a way to save filters on the dashboard and quickly restore them in the future, like a bookmark?
Yeah, this is something that we're looking into it. like a way to save a filter for particular dashboard, or to have 3 sets of filters that you can choose from, and they load automatically for you when you go there.
Awesome. And the questions keep on coming in. Guys, thanks for asking all of these questions. And thank you also for answering them, Misho and Nikki. The next question is, will it be possible for the data collecting features you're working on to be collected via web server or via FTP, or will it only be collected by mail?
Currently, it's going to be only collected by by email.
Okay. We'll try to see if there's anything else. Kimberly, I guess, is clarified. She asked, when we send an invoice, to have the ability to include a note, a message, or something specific to that tenant. Currently, you can adjust the invoice template and include something on it. I assume you mean like a personalized message. We don't have that plan now, but we'd love to hear from you more about why we should include that or how we could include that in the future. But currently, that is not possible to include a personalized message with the invoice. Great. So that looks like we've gotten through the majority of the questions. Thank you guys again so much for asking all of these. We really appreciate all of you joining us today. We will be sending a recording out most likely next week. So if you missed this or want to get a recap, you can do that. We're also planning to create an article as well, so we can summarize more of this info and make it easier to understand. But yeah, I want to thank all of you guys for joining today. We'll see you guys on the next one, and have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.